Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is What the Fuck Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, and this is the third What the Fuck Wednesday from our socially distanced home studios. Guys, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling fat, real fat.
Bring on another month of this.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 months, 3 months.
I keep
Doesn't
saying
matter.
I'm not going to drink today, and then
And
I drink.
And
So-
then,
Yeah. So I've been doing. I saw like Erica Nardini's post with like self-governance, and I've been doing a lot of those things. I'd started it like kind of the same day or before that she posted it. But one of the main things is like don't drink before 5. So I've been doing that. That's good.
yeah.
Mine is don't drink until 6 a.m. That's my.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big
Oh, right.
thing
You
for
got to
me.
cut it off on the
You
other
gotta have a
end.
little bit of self-governance, like
Yeah.
Well, now,
but
now I have after our game segment yesterday, I've got a bunch of the Hardo Hive hopefully joining me on Call of Duty tonight. I don't know how you can join my crew. My clan tag is hard
So
F.
that's going to be a lot of fun, but that's really going to throw your sleep schedule into disarray playing Call of Duty during
Could it get
quarantine.
worse? Could it get worse, Mark?
No.
Yeah. Well,
only gonna
I'm
get
actually I'm doing the opposite of self-governance. I've actually just today started wearing swim trunks instead of pants or underwear because I was getting sick of wearing underwear, so I was like swim trunks.
Swim trunks
combined.
That's self-governance.
Yeah, well, they've got underwear built into the
Did you have the
shorts,
netting?
so-
Did you cut the netting out, or?
No, just leaving the netting because I want some support. Just leaving it, but it's very.
It's just you and
That's
your
the-
wife there. I mean, it's not like
That's
it's
the
not like you
but
slip
Pat-
out. It's a big deal.
Pat, that's the governance, is letting the balls be netted.
just netted a
You're gonna be
slight bit.
governance by chafe if you let that go on for a couple more days. You should
Yeah, I
get rid of
don't
that.
generally hang out
Are
in
you-
swim trunks if I
Are
don't
you
have
sh-
to.
are you
Feeling
showering
good.
in the
Feeling
swim trunks
good.
too?
No, that's what I'm saying. I took a shower, then I put on the swim trunks. I was like, I don't want to shower again for at least 48, 50 hours. So pop the swim trunks on. I figure that's like the most that gives you the most distance.
It would be really bad if you started showering with like swim trunks and socks.
I don't know. I don't know if that'd be bad. I know I don't know what's up with this, but like I don't take showers. I take baths. I've been taking a bath.
What? Like chaps? What is
Straight
wrong
up
with you?
bath
Yeah, no.
guy.
So I started taking baths, and then I got so into it that the idea of showers started giving me an anxiety and giving me anxiety. So the only time I shower now is at like a hotel. But I've been bathing every day, but still, like I don't know how I'm getting dirty. I'm looking like the fat Joaquin Phoenix
Because
character
you're
from the Joker.
Because you're bathing. Bathing
Yeah,
is
baths,
disgusting.
I-
Bathing
Pat-
is
are not-
disgusting.
yeah.
Pat, you need to get in on what I do, which is a shath, which is you lay down in the shower. Those things, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Now-
shower seat. That's a great one.
Well,
I just,
Will,
I
you
just
always
sit
have
down
the
in the
shower.
tub.
Yeah, Wes with the wind there, just like kind of lay down,
Yeah.
let the legs hang out, but you can't be sitting in a pool of your dirt. You
Right.
need the water to be bouncing off of you.
Well,
You gotta shower after the bath.
both Wes and Will, I'm jealous because growing up, Will had a shower seat, which when you're in high school, you're just all you think about is masturbating, and you go take a
Yeah.
piss in your friend's
Gonna want that
bathroom, and you
shower
look at this seat and you think, why don't I have one of these? And then Wes is describing the most ideal masturbation setting, which is a shaft.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shaths are good. Yeah.
Pretty much it. And you got plenty of time to do that during the lockdown. You know, hygiene gets strange during this time. Okay, guys, we got to move on to the show. We got 8 fantastic listener-submitted stories for you today, and Pat is going to get us going. So, Pat, lead us off.
All right, guys, let's get to the debate that is heating up the nation and the internet. Does 62-year-old governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, have nipple rings?
Yes.
Excellent debate.
Yeah, Cuomo's been holding these daily press conferences, updating the public on the state of the coronavirus in New York State, while wearing this really tight polo, it's definitely a blend. It's not cotton, but it says state of emergency on it, and it's real tight, and it's definitely white.
It's got a little bit of polyester in there, I feel like, or lycra, something like
It's
that.
something stretchy.
It's an athletic fit, and it really falls. It falls on the nipples in a way that really doesn't leave much to the imagination. But there's some different theories on whether or not his nipples are in fact pierced. So the theory was first started on Reddit last week with a post titled, "Is it just me, or is Cuomo's nipple totally pierced?" And that photo featured a photo of Cuomo sporting what looks to be a distinctly
bar.
pierced nipple with a barbell.
A bar. Yeah, not the circle, the bar.
Right
Straight
through his
to
man
the
nipples.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it could be like a third nipple, like a PFT scenario. It's not that.
You know, and I thought about getting PFT on the show to talk about that, but it's not a likely scenario, although Reddit is definitely, that's one of the conspiracy theories, that it's a third or fourth nipple. So
it's not.
Well, okay, let me get into some of what some of the
Unless it's a
theories are.
metal nipple.
Right.
You never know. You never know. Could be an implant nipple. Okay, so
with two tiny pieces of nipple right outside the one piece of nipple.
It's possible.
pierced
You don't
through.
know. You don't, like, how many times have you seen someone take their shirt off and be like, "Whoa, I didn't expect what I see there." Like when Mark takes his shirt off, I'm like, "Did you take your shirt off?"
Because I'm hairy?
Yeah, because you got like a second shirt on.
Yeah, but sometimes when you like pull it a shirt, it can give you those false nipples if you pull it hard enough. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, you can give yourself a fake nipple by
You can.
yanking on your shirt too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old metal bar fake nipple.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely got piercings, but I'm just trying to give him an out here.
Well, guys, some theorize it could be unkempt nipple hair. Some think it looks like
No.
Two little balls of
You
nipple
just
hair.
we can just disprove that right now because, like you talked about, I have a lot of chest hair, and no, the answer to that is no.
Right.
Okay, so
you would have little balls all over your shirt right now.
Yeah, that doesn't make
you
any
don't.
sense.
Well, guys, that's what this show is about. It's disproving conspiracy theories in some
Yeah.
respects. Okay, so some people think it's extra nipples, like maybe he's like a lactating dog. Others suggested he might have Montgomery tuberculosis, which are oil glands found on the areola that resemble large pimples commonly found in pregnant women.
It could be a medical issue where it's like a cyst or something like that, but it's not a nipple.
And that'd be one hell of an ingrown hair. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
ingrown hair around the nipple is painful.
How
but
many guys you ever seen walking around with big pimples around their nipples?
it doesn't look like that.
Well, also, guys, God developed a system to let you know if you're fucked or not, and it's symmetry. So if something's growing on one side of your body and the other, not cancer. If something's growing on just one side of your body, you got to be concerned. Now, he has a pretty even distribution of what look to be barbell nipples on either nipple. Both are pierced.
But
Both
you
are
could have-
pierced, yeah.
Yeah, they are both. He has both pierced, but you could have one pierced, you know.
You could. And
Typically,
if that-
guys go. I've known a few nip piercers in my day, and they've always been the double guys. I haven't known many single nip guys.
Well, it could be a guy that was like all hyped up to get his nipples pierced and got the first one done, and then realized that it was quite a commitment. And
Someone's
Well, you got
out.
to tape them sometimes when you
Someone's
got those things.
self-conscious of like their left nipple. It's
I
not as
did-
big.
I did want to ask you guys, and I was thinking about this while researching this story. What's the kind of guy, in your experience, that rocks nipple rings? Like, what traits?
Sexaholics.
Yep. Sex.
Yeah, definitely like to fuck for sure, and we'll fuck a lot of different things.
Yes, not picky sexaholics.
Yeah. But then also just like to party, and the kind of guy that just doesn't mind having his nipple pierced. That's been the typical the dude that I've known.
The dude nipple ring is kind of like the tramp stamp on a girl. It lets people know that they're ready to get down.
Wes is 100% right again. He's on fire tonight.
Thank you.
You don't really necessarily want your boys to know. You want girls to know.
Right,
Your
and that's
nipples
what
are pierced.
Your
So then
boys
you're like-
always know because you got. I mean, like
Right, but I mean, guys take their shirts off in front of guys and play sports and hang out all the time. Like, there's no reason they want people to know and they want females to know.
But like,
I feel like
or
rugby.
the people they're attracted to.
Right.
I feel like rugby has a really high percentage of nipple pierced
right.
guys.
The purpose of nipple piercing is for the people you want to have sex with to know, not your friends.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's like the bat light to other freaks. It's like, hey,
Right.
Exactly.
It opens you up to a whole new world, and I think, like, do you guys remember when we were in high school and we had that one friend who was always a girlfriend guy? He was a girlfriend guy real early.
Well,
you know what I'm
everybody's
talking
got
about.
those.
And
relationship dudes.
well, the reason is because he found sex before us, and he was like, "There's this thing that guys, I love you, but you can't compete with." And we all were like, "Whatever, bro, you should come hang out with us." I think
We've
like,
already beaten Zelda.
I know. It's like maybe nipple rings are like that, where like once you get it, maybe you're embarrassed to your friends at first, but it doesn't fucking matter because it just opens you up to a whole world.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, an important thing to consider while determining whether these are in fact nipple piercings is that Cuomo recently separated from his partner Sandra Lee from the Food Network. And if science,
Nips.
if science tells us anything, is that his junk is in its twilight years of properly functioning, so he's most likely getting into some freaky weird stuff, some Craigslist stuff I'm talking about.
Cuomo could still do the deed.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know.
Did you say Food Network?
Yes, Sandra Lee
That-
from the Food Network?
That crew, the Food Network crew, and that type of crew, chefs, high percentage of the nipple piercings.
Of
That's
course.
very acceptable in that community.
TV industry, another place with
Yeah.
a lot of nip piercings. Rugby teams, TV industry. Those are, yeah.
Well, there's also those rumors going around. Again, these are unsubstantiated. Don't know if they're true or not. That Rachel Ray and her hubby are swingers. Again, this is alleged. We don't know. But that's that crew. You know what I mean? That's that crew.
Chefs like to fuck.
Also, guys, his brother, CNN anchor Chris Cuomo, tested positive for coronavirus very recently, which I'm sure is a stressful situation. So maybe Andrew sought relief from the stress in the form of body modification. But let's take it to the internet.
Wow. It would have had to happen first.
Fresh nip piercings? I don't think so.
That's one way of
I know
doing
it'll
it.
get my
Was there blood on the shirt? Because if
Yeah.
not, those things aren't brand new.
this will get my mind off of it.
All right, guys. High as fuck says, which pierced nipple is the gay nipple? Asking for a friend. And then
mean.
PM.
Does it work like that with nipples?
No,
like earlobes?
he's been a smartass.
Yeah, PM me.
Remember
Jar
that
Jar.
back in the 90s?
Yeah, it
Everybody
was
said
the
the
left
right ear.
Oh,
That was the right area.
Who knew? I mean, that was never a thing.
I think it was fake the whole time, right? It didn't
was
really mean anything.
Early '90s elementary school homophobia, I think.
Right.
Yeah, I think-
That's what I sort of chalked it up to when I got older, but yeah.
Yeah, but PM me Jar Jar Nude says this is a common misconception. Piercing a nipple doesn't make them gay. It's the tequila that makes them gay. Which I love.
Good clarification.
Yeah, Fat Quack says, we're only in the second week of lockdown and you're checking out the governor's nipples? Dude, how are you going to last until May? It's a good point. It's a very good point. Things are devolving very quickly.
No, I mean, people are checking out nipples before the lockdown, all right?
Yeah.
This isn't a new thing. It's just now everybody's got time on their hands, so if there's a fresh set of nipples to check out, everybody's going to check them out.
If that's the worst thing that's happening during the lockdown, a few extra nips are getting checked out. That's fine.
I'm
Yeah,
going to go ahead and
Andy's tossing them around a lot more because he's on the news. So he's
Who
Well,
wants them
also,
out there?
this coronavirus is kind of making people feel like, fuck it, you're going to get to know who I am. What am I hiding? Rabbit89 guys finally says he might be one of those weird people that wear suspenders underneath their shirts so they aren't visible outside. Which is
That's the best one I've heard so far.
That is pretty good.
That's an even bigger freak flag. The suspenders under the
Yeah.
shirt.
He takes his shirt off. That's definitely a sign that you're about to get plowed.
Yeah, it's metal suspenders.
Yeah.
you should check the
Gonna
pics
use
out,
those.
guys. Look, they asked Beyonce's piercing person, Daily Beast did, and he was like, they're nipple piercings.
Well, yeah.
Of course they are.
Anybody who has eyes know that the nipple piercing.
Of course they are. Okay, guys, this one comes from Hive member Frail Polo and is probably the biggest news story of the week, nay, maybe the year. Not much can overshadow the coronavirus these days, but try this one on for size. Netflix star, the Tiger King himself, Joe Exotic, was attacked by an undisclosed amount of men in prison this evening and is on life support at the time of this recording.
What?
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? A letter was found in his cell that said, "You were basking for it."
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
How do the prisoners even have Netflix? Oh, my God, it must be direct from Carol.
Do you guys believe me? That's
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No.
No, clearly that was an April Fool's.
Oh, what? Come
guys,
on,
sorry.
man. That's
April
I thought
Fools.
Everybody said April Fool's was canceled this year. That's fucked up. You're not.
Is it
supposed to
really?
be.
All right,
Yeah.
here's the real story
No,
submitted by.
these are the best times to do them during crisis.
Sorry, I probably should. I didn't know you guys would believe that. I would have let it run.
Hey, by the way,
But
Well,
here's-
I was really
Ryan
upset.
Jay Ryan 2 gave us the nipple story. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Here's the real story submitted by Frail Polo. Sorry, guys. A medical report released by the University of Oxford has some interesting things to say about contracting the coronavirus or how not to. It mainly states that assholes are more likely to contract the coronavirus. The report, which you can find online in Volume 3 of the March 2020 Oxford Medical Report, says that people that shout at people in anger are more susceptible to contracting the virus in public and having the virus work its way down to the lungs, which are the cases that are like the most dangerous, because once it gets all the way down there, that's when you got breathing
How-
problems. Yeah. So
How
they...
does that- yeah.
Well,
They open
the
their mouths more.
Sort of. They open their mouths more. I think like their anger, like yes, like they're spitting more. I don't know, like the
How was
anger
the study
just
conducted?
allows them. So they didn't conduct a study. I'll get to that. Like they didn't have like people in a room, but they said in particular people that identify as having extremely racist and homophobic thoughts and that allow their bodies to react in hate and anger when they're around other people, like their neighbors or at the grocery store, put themselves at a significantly higher risk. So Flora Opal, head of the anatomy section of the Department of Physiology, Anatomy, and Genetics at the University of Oxford, said in the report that really being less upset helps with a lot of things in general, like lowering of blood pressure and lessening of anxiety, which, like, if not done, can lead to a number of issues like heart attacks. But the reason they released this report in particular was because everyone's talking about the coronavirus, so they wanted to say that it also impacts the coronavirus. So, I mean, the report is pretty much common sense. It says relax and be kind to people, and your entire system of, like, body, your whole shit will be in better shape. I just found it pretty interesting. So
this is great news for nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So
pacifists.
don't be a piece of shit, according to Oxford.
So anger. So if you get angry with somebody, the coronavirus is more likely to attack you.
Racist, homophobic, sexist. Yes, exactly. Will.
Okay.
Oh. Those specific things.
Those specific things leading your body to get angry and the blood pressure and stuff to go up, you can get coronavirus easier.
Does the alt-right know this?
Well, look, everyone should know it. Just try to calm down.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
I mean, stress does get you. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And if you're
sure.
stressed,
Silent killer, Wes.
If you're stressed out about homosexuals all the time, you're in trouble.
Well, you're also gay. You're gay.
What's that?
If you're
Right,
stressed
yeah,
about
yeah.
homosexuals all the time,
Well, then don't be angry about it.
Yeah.
it's just hard to
Well,
overcome.
that's
Yeah.
sort of a catch-22 right there. If that's the situation you're describing, because then
Hey.
how could you not be angry about it? You know,
I didn't
like-
write the report.
I love being horny and angry at the same time, though, so it doesn't sound like that bad of a racket.
Okay. Well, stay calm, everybody.
Yeah, stay calm. All right, this one comes from Shane R on Twitter. Thanks, Shane. So, guys, many people out there are trying to cash in on the coronavirus. We have seen people selling fake cures, assholes trying to profit from T-shirts before moving them over to a charitable cause, selling loads of hand sanitizer for inflated prices on eBay. It's crazy. And one Subway shop franchise owner in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is no exception. So what this guy did is he put up a huge billboard letting everyone know that if they come in and buy 2 sandwiches, regular sandwiches, he specifies, they will also walk out of there with a free mask to protect them against the coronavirus.
That's pretty. I mean, like people are that's gonna drive business in this economy.
I mean,
Where are they
hey,
getting
you
all the
say,
masks?
well, exactly. That's where some of the outrage is coming from, Mark. So, but the real story here is the sign. So I pasted it in here for you guys to check out. So what he did is he had this giant sign professionally made, like by like a business in town, obviously. It features the word free in big letters, then medical mask to protect you and your kids. Then it has a picture of a child wearing a mask and then a doctor wearing one. Then in the fine print, he lays out, tells you what you need to do to get the mask, which is buy 2 sandwiches, and then you walk out with one mask.
Buy 2 sandwiches and wait 3 months for them to get their next shipment of masks.
This is pretty short-sighted marketing because, like, I understand they're trying to get at people with kids, but how many people are doctors, you know?
Exactly. I mean, they already have them, hopefully.
Yeah, but those are those shitty masks. That's not even the good ones. Those are the
So
shit
if you
masks.
buy 1 sandwich, you don't get a mask,
No, you got to buy 2.
and you got to go through the whole line before you get the mask.
Yep. And
I'd be buying 2 sandwiches every day just to get the mask.
right, and it's inside of a mall too, which makes it worse. So you're going to the mall.
How are the malls not shut down in that state?
I don't know.
What state is it?
That's a better question.
It's in Canada,
You know, again,
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
I'm not worried about it.
So, it's in the mall. This, of course, was met with gasps and people severely offended at the man who has been hoarding masks to turn his maybe failing business around during the pandemic. So people, of course, took to Twitter. One girl, Jolly Girl V, says, I know where I will not be supporting when this subsides. All those masks should be given to a local hospital. And then Subway, at Subway Listens, chimed in and said, thank you for expressing your concerns. We took immediate action to address this on local level, and the sign has been removed. This sign does not reflect our brand values, the great work being done by our dedicated franchise network during this difficult time. So there's rumors that he actually lost the franchise. I'm not sure if that's true. I think that'd be kind of harsh
That'd be a little harsh. Huh?
That's an overreaction.
Think about guys. Think about the foresight, the vision this guy had. Honestly, because by the time the coronavirus hit, masks were already gone. This guy must have been hoarding masks for years, hoping for a pandemic so he could.
Right. I mean, if you don't dig too deep into a pat, all he's doing is feeding people and giving them masks.
Or he could have just been like an ex-nurse. He just had his shitload.
He put 100 on black, man. He put 100 on black, and I want to see this guy win. If you had the foresight to be hoarding masks pre-pandemic, my hats are off to you.
Yeah, do they have proof that he went around town and bought up all the masks from people?
No, but the thing is they're like, he should be donating these to the fucking hospitals.
He's
That's
donating
the
them to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave that one guy with the Purell garage a hard time, but I think that these hoarders are getting a little bit of a bad rap here.
Yeah, leave these hoarders alone.
Over the top.
Leave these profiteers. These pandemic profiteers alone.
Look, they got an idea. Everybody's trying to make $1 here.
Yeah, it's hard to own a Subway today, man. Subway is not what it once was.
Plus, I know Subway.
In the grand scheme of things, is this? Yeah, these people making a couple grand off of Purell bottles, and it's not really going to hurt.
I mean, they're his masks.
Subway hasn't been great. Subway hasn't been great until people were theorizing, which yearing was the gay year, which year, that was.
I
the
know
last
that's
time
when Subway. That's was Subway's heyday.
That's when they were thriving. Yeah.
When you could go into Subway and know exactly
late '90s Subway.
You could know exactly if the guy was looking for what you were selling.
You got the foot long. But my favorite comment from this came from Tom Bales, who said, "First Jared and now this."
Tom's not happy.
They got him.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, Subway's had some tough times in the last.
Let us
10
never
years.
forget about Jared, man. That was Jesus.
What
This pales
lost
in
a lot of weight.
He certainly did. He
lost a lot of trust with America.
He used it to take a better avatar picture.
Well, when you're worried when the FBI is going to kick your door in, you get a little, you lose a few pounds.
Maybe it was that.
It's hard to eat.
Yeah, it's hard to eat
when you're stressed out.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's move it over down south, boys. COVID-19 in the Bayou. This one comes from listener Joey Quarantine, who I know is an LSU fan. I'm assuming he lives in Louisiana, where they have over 5,000 cases total and 240 deaths, and climbing relatively quickly compared to other states in the U.S. 2,000 cases in New Orleans, or almost. The story, though, is about Pastor Tony Spell of the Life Tabernacle Church in central Louisiana, which is right outside Baton Rouge, who's already been issued with at least 6 citations from local police for violating the state's social distancing protocols that were put in place by the governor. So,
is this the guy we taled about, or a different church?
I think
this is not a mega church.
Okay,
so,
not the guy that had 1,800 people.
It did not look like it could fit that much.
I think that was happening in Florida. We'll cover that on Florida Man Friday.
Right,
no,
I know.
It was definitely Louisiana.
No, different one. It was outside of Baton Rouge. They were busing in 26 buses of people from Baton Rouge.
Perhaps this was him, that guy, but I don't know. There's Tampa area guys doing this too. But yeah. So anyways, this guy's also right outside Baton Rouge. If it's the same guy, he's still doing it. Spell claims that considering religious gatherings and as non-essential and not above the CDC guidelines in the order of what should be taken seriously is an attack on him and his church, and that he fully intends to break these laws in perpetuity. So let me play you guys a clip here from old Tony Spell.
Please do.
This guy doesn't give a shit, it sounds like. He's got the power of God behind him.
It's going to take a minute.
Not the church is an attack on religious freedom.
If they are to arrest me and take me out of this congregation, my assistant pastor will step in immediately. When he is arrested, the third man will step in. And my entire congregation stands in solidarity with me as their shepherd, that they have to take every one of us in, Pastor. We will stand with you.
All right.
Fuck this fucking guy. I told you guys I got hammered and I called Billy Graham's hotline because he had a fucking coronavirus thing. The first thing they told me after they asked me if I was walking with God was, you need to go find a church that does video conferencing, because that's what you fucking do right now, you dickheads.
So, update, this is 100% the guy we talked about
Same
last
guy.
week.
Nice.
Tony Spelled, the Life Tabernacle Church.
Life Tabernacle, yeah.
And he not only was he busing people in from Baton Rouge, but 26 busloads of old people. He was having, after the 1,800 plus people were congregating and like holding hands and swaying, they would have a giant buffet lunch together where they ate like
That's amazing.
They just Corona, like scoops of Corona onto the plate. Yeah.
You want to know why?
So
Old people have cash. They don't use the Cash App. This is why. If they use the Cash App, Tony's doing it with the goddamn video conferencing, but Tony needs the fucking cash.
No,
and he's putting everyone's
Tony-
goddamn life
yeah,
at risk.
Tony was never going to not do this.
Exactly.
Maybe so. I think Tony's more doing it for the PR
Yeah.
than anything
The
else.
shitty PR?
No.
the-
This is he's. I mean, in him, he's saying, and you heard him in that clip. He's saying that the whole congregation is in solidarity with him. Now, the video I saw did not have nearly that many people, so I doubt as many people are still showing up. To
Some
support
people
him.
caught on.
Yeah.
but he is a hero to some people.
Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? The biggest church in America is fucking Joel Osteen, and it reaches more people on TV than it ever could in Houston. Like this, why is he a hero to people?
To some people, Pat, like some people are not social distancing.
Right,
Some
Pat.
people don't respect the coronavirus. They still don't take it seriously.
Pat, it
What do
may
you- like-
seem inexplicable, but why would a good Christian man go ahead and break American laws like that? Well, one of our other listeners, Farmer Nate, got into an argument with someone on Facebook over this past week and about this same topic. I think they're in a different state. I don't remember which state, maybe Kentucky, but they got into the same argument about this topic, and this is what this dude on Facebook had to say to Nate. He's Dalton Martin said, "Nathan Smith, let me ask you this. If Jesus was here today, you think he would stop?" And so, I mean, Pat, that pretty much sums up the way a lot of people are feeling about
Stop
this coronavirus
what? Jesus
lockdown.
had a lot of
Stop
interest.
working.
Stop working, stop meeting with people, stop healing the sick, stop doing good, stop
Spreading his word.
Jesus
exactly.
died. Jesus died while working.
He's a ghost. He doesn't.
That's a
get
bad
tired.
example. That's a bad example. He was a martyr, and so is he saying everyone should just go martyr themselves?
I'm just saying Dalton Martin and Tony Spell are trying to explain to you guys what the situation
If anyone
is.
tells me to keep working like Jesus did, I'm not going to listen to that.
It sounds like Dalton Martin might have
he was
hoarded a
like-
bunch of "What would Jesus do" bracelets that he's trying to get rid of through viral
brutally
marketing.
murdered, right? Wasn't it like a horrible like crucifixion, several days starving?
Yeah,
like
he
the-
was,
wasn't it,
but I
wasn't
mean-
it a terrible death?
You're talking
Wasn't
about
pretty
you're asking about the largest cultural event in human history. If it was a martyrdom, crucifixion, and terrible death, yes. Punches
But that's
fine.
all-
So
guys,
why would I do what
that's-
he did? I don't want that fate.
This is all besides the point. That's not even really part of it. They're just saying that Jesus would not respect the coronavirus lockdown, so they're not going to either.
Okay.
He would certainly turn up.
I feel like he should have used someone else.
All
right, guys.
That's all I got on that one.
This one's from Mike AG, and this is a fucking soft corner. And it's a soft corner because it directly affects hard factors' quality of life. Here we go. Coronavirus is in the county where we live, Travis County, jumped up almost 17% yesterday after a group of 70 shithead college students returned from their very, very important spring break trip they took to Cabo San Lucas. These spoiled assholes decided it was a good idea to charter a plane around March 20th and go to Mexico so they could drink beer poured over each other's assholes at Cabo Wabo and get authentic Mexican folk art tattoos on their feet. These fucking fucktards returned on different commercial flights and dispersed their coronavirus and new strains of HPV on the unsuspecting city of Austin, with at least 28 of the 70 testing positive for corona.
They came back commercial and on different commercial?
Yep, they chartered it there,
Almost
flew
half.
back commercial.
45%.
Yeah, about
40%.
that.
Well, this gets me off the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're no longer the
Yeah,
enemy
your
for
local
going to-
travel
for going
looks
to the
real
store.
good.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
They left on the fucking 20th. We're really sorry. It was our
Whose
spring
parents allows
break.
you to go on that trip?
Exactly, Will. Exactly. Guys, the reason I'm not talking to you fucking shithead college students, the reason it was an important spring break is not because it was your senior year, but because it was the spring break that you became a walking public health crisis. That'll be a fun story to tell one day to your children who have dumb fucking names that you undoubtedly invent out of other existing names like Brooker and Caden and Cassian.
You're never going to be able to tell your kids like they can't go on a trip if you're the fucking idiots that went on spring break 2020.
No, it's fucking bullshit.
How'd
But-
Grandpa die? Oh, spring.
Yeah.
I went to spring break.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the
so
fucking
can
problem.
I go to the concert, Mom? Yeah,
That's a fucking
you're
problem.
right.
If you're in your 20s, like all these fuckers were, your parents are not at age where they are at risk. Unlike our parents, when we're in our 30s, you fucking assholes. But hey, guys, don't worry too much if you're listening, you unconscionable losers. Much like your lawyer parents with your first and second DUIs, someone else will be cleaning up your mess. A spokesperson.
You guys, the three of you, because now it's definitely going to be.
It's in Austin.
You guys, you were just yesterday bragging about how Austin has no cases.
They bumped the
Not
fucking
anymore.
17% in one day.
Yeah, well, they just doubled the new cases.
Not anymore. That's a lot of cases. Those are all college kids going out to bars right now.
Should have kept my mouth shut. Jesus.
Yeah, but he throws a real tight spiral though, so we're gonna forgive him.
You just go into quarantine and you just don't worry, Kathan. Look, a spokesperson for the Austin Bergstrom International Airport spoke to CBS about how they're dealing with this fucking incident, and this is how someone else is cleaning up their mess. The spokesperson said, quote, Austin Bergstrom employees are literally working around the clock. Our cleaning procedures have elevated every single day because we might not know for a week or two or a couple days even if someone who has coronavirus has traveled through Austin Bergstrom.
The airport can't do anything about it. It's the individuals.
I understand, but the airport is having to fucking double clean the airport because they had
spokesperson said we saw them all coming back in their tank tops and string bikinis, and they were really letting it all hang out in the airport. That's for sure.
But
They got their fluids everywhere.
Yeah.
on the for real tip, when you're 20 years old and you already booked a fucking trip to Cabo San Lucas for spring break, you don't know any better. It's the fucking parents' fault. It's the parents' fault that they didn't put the kibosh on this bullshit.
What's surprising? It's like we were talking about people getting stuck on cruise ships. It's like, well, who goes on these things right now? Like who in the last 2 weeks was like, all right, I'm just going to take off on this trip.
Didn't you guys hear the guy that said he'd been planning the trip to Miami for 2 months?
The guy we DM'd to come on the show and he had his fucking lawyer spokesperson reach back out to us.
Yeah, he almost fell for it.
Yeah, but you got the media out there, telling these young kids that they pretty much have nothing to fucking worry about. So they're definitely not worried about their own health, which is and themselves, and they're selfish pricks. So they're obviously that's their main concern is how much how am I going to be? How much fun am I going to have?
Yeah, it's a small percentage of young kids. I am with Pat that it's more upsetting the adults that either let it happen or continue to not social distance themselves. Like they're like looking at ships in New York, or they're going to church, or like
maybe they go to Tony Spell's church.
Right, exactly. The adults are a little more disappointing than the small percentage of 20-year-olds that are acting like dumb 20-year-olds.
You pieces of shit 20-year-olds, not only will old people die, and as someone who has to look after or be very close to at least 5 people who are in their 70s, I'm fucking stressed out. That's why I'm staying at my goddamn house. But beyond that, this fucking epidemic is going to cause mental breakdowns of people. We are, going into the 3rd week of quarantine? Like, shit's going to get bad. You fucking losers. You're perpetuating the problem.
And that's when this becomes a real question is now that you're looking at the actual, like we're getting closer to knowing what the real death tolls are going to be here in America. And now you're going to have real conversations about people being like, how long is too long for mental health versus the amount of deaths that you're going to have from the pandemic.
Yeah, now
we're actually entering that territory.
Yeah, and everyone's got a fucking gun too now. Everyone's
right, except for Weston. I just hope that whoever comes and like kidnaps in my own house my wife and I and tapes me to a chair, wheels me over to the computer for the podcast at least, so I can do the podcast like the movie The Referee. Like they just I'll stay taped up and I'll tell them how to turn on the computer and shit. But I hope
Dennis Leary.
Yes, you can loot Mark's house, but as long as you let him do the pod still.
Right. Let me do my work.
Feed the cats.
I fucking guarantee. One of
They'd
these
have to change the litter box too. That'd be a win for you.
They're not going to change the
They
litter
might
box.
Have a
leave.
butler.
They might leave. Yeah, once they see the 5 cats, they might leave.
You need a goddamn snow shovel to change those litter boxes. But my final thought on this: of those 28 motherfuckers who took a frivolous asshole trip, one of them will have
70, right?
Well, 28
70.
of them are sick.
Yeah.
70, 28 got sick.
Yeah, one of them
now.
I guarantee came in contact inadvertently with someone who was in their 70s, and people in their 70s are going to fucking die, and you're fucking assholes. This segment was brought to you by our sponsor. And it's a CBD sponsor. You're going to love it. Countless products promise to promote wellness, drastic diets, extreme fitness routines, over-the-top supplement regimens. The list never ends. Who says taking care of yourself needs to be so hard? What's great about CBD, guys, and I first interacted with CBD when Will was smoking a pipe on Rainey Street in Austin, Texas about 3 years ago. I said, well, you can't smoke marijuana out in public. And he said, no, bro, it's CBD and it's chilling me out. Yeah. What's great about CBD? It's that it helps you feel better without making drastic changes to your routine. Meet Caliper, a better way to consume CBD. Way better than those droppers that taste like ass. You get all the benefits of CBD in a tasteless dissolvable powder that your body absorbs more rapidly. So you can feel better naturally without upending your lifestyle. Wes, this is Mark's ad read from yesterday. Are you listening?
I am. Yep.
You copied mine in? Okay, nice.
Yeah,
That's what
because
I
it was
do.
so good.
Thanks.
You've tried that. I've tried this. We've all had CBD, right? It's awesome.
They're
Yes,
great.
we've all tried Caliper, and I love it.
I'll say it again. I put it in my tea when I could get them. I was putting them in my tea at night, and it was fabulous.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
guys.
it will relax you because thinking
Yeah.
about people that are coming back from spring break, that's not relaxing. Caliper's the opposite of that. Relaxes you.
Did you find them? Can you stop the ad read and go make yourself one right now?
I will. I'm a little bit.
You're upset.
No, I want to use this anger. I'm going to use this anger. They're in Austin somewhere, Mark. Anyway, guys, some of you guys may have been dipping your toe in melatonin. That's a nice little baby step. But if you really want to kick things up and really relax, get this CBD. It dissolves right in a glass of water instantly. Minimum stirring needed. We all hate that stirring. Just drop it in, drink it down. Oh, and it's tasteless. Not like that not like it has no class. Nice, Mark. Like it's odorless and tastes like nothing. No grassy
Because
flavor.
Will kept saying tasteless, and I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not tasteless. It's
What it is-
tasteful product.
Zero taste.
Yes, it has no taste. Yes.
Anyway, guys, it's Caliber CBD. Get on it. Best part about it right now, guys, you can get a discount on this mofo if you use our code.
Tastes like air or
Yeah.
water.
Right, like nothing at all.
So if you guys want to get some CBD, you can get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR. That's FACTOR. It's half of our show name at trycaliper.com. That's CALIPER.com/factor. Trycaliber.com/factor. Caliper is so sure you'll love their product, they'll even offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what do you have to lose? That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget the promo code FACTOR. Get that 20% off. We could all use a little discount with this tanking economy. Mark?
20% off is nothing to shake us like.
No, it's pretty
That's
deep.
a good deal. It's
pretty
good
good deal.
stuff, too.
All right, this one comes from longtime listener Charles. Some people are getting pretty stir crazy, as Pat, you can tell from Pat, like that family that they had, like that family that
Pat's plotting how he's going to take out all 28 spring breakers.
Pat wrote
Wes,
my joke for me there.
You didn't get that gun, did you?
Yeah. Like, for example, Pat or the family that they had to cut the tree down in front of the driveway to block them in, or the New Yorkers that stare at ships coming in and can't stay home in their houses and apartments. There's a lot of people that are stir crazy right now already.
Yeah.
I have another one for you guys, a new guy who might take the cake of people that are refusing to shelter in place. So Nicholas Murray and Madeline May Davies, who are a young couple from Stevenage, UK. They're in London. They're outside of London. Say that they're... I have no idea. It's probably like 3 hours.
Stevenage.
Stevenage.
Cheerio.
Cheerio.
Stevenage.
Stevenage. Say Andrew Parker. How the fuck do you say that? Say that their neighbor has an unusual and unique habit of sneaking out of his home, and that they have caught him on video several times. You see, what he does is he dresses up as a bush, completely covering his body from head to toe in greenery, and sneaks out of the complex, like scurries from one bush at a time, and then pauses and crouches by the bushes for a few seconds to make so for no movement, then scurries to the next bush.
If cartoons have taught me anything, this is an effective strategy.
It is amazing looking. You guys have to see the videos. We can link the video to the blog. I'm sure. I mean, it has to have been blogged by someone at Barstool. If not, we need to blog it. We need to link it to our blog. They've even shared these videos on TikTok and gotten like 1 million views, which is why I think it's been blogged. And it should be like 20 million views because it's incredible to watch. The videos are just from the neighbor's like window, and they're just commentating the whole time and being like, look at the bushy lad, he's off again. And they're just like watching him just like scurry. Yeah. The guy looks like he's a man after Big Thicket's heart, right? So
Hi, it's Big Thicket down here. Hey, quick question from Big Thicket. Is he trying to avoid shelter in place regulations? He's trying to have a little fun.
Both. So that's a good question, Big Thicket. It's pretty awesome. He totally blends in with the shrubs and bushes in his neighborhood. Takes the shuffled steps, like I said, until he's out of the neighborhood, and then who knows what he does. But one video, he came back with like a grocery bag, so it's just like a giant shrub with a plastic bag from like a local grocery store, and then he went back into his home. I'm pretty sure he is having a little bit of fun there, Big Thicket,
right?
To entertain the neighbors. But I think he's also trying to avoid a fine, because you can see in the videos like only delivery trucks are out and about. So
so they're supposed to be doing delivery only there.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's he doesn't want like the neighbors to call the cops on him and get a ticket probably.
Ooh, yeah. Which, by the way, speaking of, I wanted to clarify the reason I had so much trouble getting my resupply of cannabis products this week is because Nevada has gone to delivery only for cannabis. So multiple places you might want to watch out. Your state may flip something to delivery only. You'll be sitting there like, why the hell is it taking so long? Well, you look at the regulations.
My weed guide.
Poor you.
Harry Potter. My weed guy flipped to reverse delivery only, where now I'm driving to his house to pick it up.
Pat texted me, "Do you want weed today?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Fucking hey, by the way, Mark, I do want to say one thing. You said he goes on to do whatever he does, and from my experience, guys that dress up like bushes, strange group. You guys know the Tree Man in Venice Beach, California.
It's hunters. A lot of hunters do this. They turkey hunting and other types like that, where they wear the, I forget the name of the suits, but they wear the suits.
Yeah, he had this before this all happened. Is this thing?
Well, this is pretty. This is pretty impressive suit. It looks better than the camouflage like hunter bush suits in my.
So
opinion.
It's like that plus a bush.
It's all green, and it's the color green of the bushes at his complex. Like it's incredible. But like you said, good point about the like if you look at your things you like to do in your local city or state, and keep an eye on it, because like with the deliveries with Will and the weed that now it's only delivery only.
Then you might have to get a bush on.
Well, remember
Winston,
right? You might have to do. Winston listeners claimed that Massachusetts was taking away liquor. I don't know if that's true or not. We couldn't substantiate it, but you got to be careful. Like we've heard of some outskirts of Chicago. True. Yeah, but at any point you could lose some of the rights you have, like liquor.
Never know.
We'd be careful. Keep your eye out.
Never know.
Of Winston's Liquors.
I one time ended up in the home, if you could call that, of the Tree Man, who's the guy that dressed up like a tree on Venice Beach Boardwalk. It's in like the weird basement of a mansion that they don't know that he's in, and I got forced into.
Spoiler alert! Like Parasite.
Like that. I got. Oh fuck, man! I haven't seen it yet.
Are you serious?
But I got
that. We should just bleep out the name.
I got forced into buying a piece of the Tree Man's art. I was either going to buy the art or get my throat slit. Or I wasn't leaving there without buying his fucking art.
Have you really not seen Parasite?
Just bleep that out too. Just only bleep out the title of the movie.
Oh no.
What's wrong with you? You haven't seen Parasite?
That's amazing.
That's another bleep right there.
It's too far. That's amazing.
It's not cool, bro.
That's amazing. But I could want those guys that have these bush things. They sometimes stay at in popular tourist places. Like there's one in Key West that would do it, and then just scare people, like jump at them and scare them. I could watch that. I could watch that for fucking hours. The bush people that just jump out and scare people. It's amazing. So maybe he's one of those guys. All right, guys. This one comes from our boy Big Ounce. I was just thinking about it. I wonder what Big Ounce looks like. I don't know if I want to know. I enjoy coming up with how
I got a good idea.
I can tell you right now, haven't seen him, but Big Ounce has short hair, a round head. He wears double or triple XL T-shirts, usually black, lighter colored jeans. He's had a chain wallet at some point in his life.
Interesting. Well, maybe Big Ounce can.
I don't think that's the case. But
what do you think Big Ounce looks like?
I don't know. I don't know.
Go ahead, Will.
I've just seen a picture of his legs, and so I don't think it substantiates the top that you described.
I assume he has a 32-ounce Gatorade or a styrofoam cup in his hand at all points.
Yeah, he definitely spits dips.
Right, he's got to be spitting or drinking out of it at all times.
He's had a chin strap.
It's like cell phone and 32-ounce or larger cup.
You got to admit he's had a chin strap.
The only thing I really know that he has is like a flat brim hat. That's the only thing that I
He
can
keeps the sticker on.
think he has.
Let's get Big Ounce. Let's get Big Ounce to join a live stream, fellas.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that. All right. Anyway, so this comes from Big Ounce. Thank you, Big Ounce. Guys, Brazil, like many countries, is facing its own coronavirus outbreak. As of this recording, they are inching towards 6,000 cases with a huge spike over the past week. 1,000 new cases. There are over 200 deaths.
Yeah, the president almost had it, didn't he? Like his top aide had it. And
Yeah, well, I'll get into him. He's a jackass. So with densely populated cities like Rio de Janeiro, it's unfortunately probably only a matter of time before this fucker gets out of control there too. However, the stern warnings of danger and lockdown restrictions are being enforced not by the government and Brazil's president, Jair Bolsonaro, who recently mocked the virus, calling it the little flu, but by some other very caring citizens. And those citizens are the gang members of the slums. Yeah.
They really care.
They really care.
Like City of God style.
Exactly, Mark.
Oh, what
exactly.
a good movie.
Yeah. So they have initiated their own curfew and lockdown in the slums of Rio de Janeiro to stop the spread of the virus. So citizens not inside by 8 p.m. curfew are literally being threatened with violence by gangs.
You don't say.
Yeah, who will tell
Will
teach
just shoot you.
Right. Well, so they have messages that are either, circulated throughout, the community, or they drive through the streets blaring these messages. One of the members by the Caring Gang members says, "Attention all residents of Rio de Pedras, Muzema y Tijuenga, curfew from 8 p.m. Whoever is seen on the street after this time will learn to respect the next one." And
No, they won't. No, they won't.
No.
Yeah, no, they'll
No,
be
yeah.
deleted for the next one.
Yeah.
Right. Another one says, "We want the best for the population. If the government does not have the capacity to fix it, organized crime will solve it." So
Damn.
just some gangsters looking out for
I mean,
fellow
it's
men.
kind of
here.
like a positive argument for anarchy in a way, right?
How
Hey,
so?
Because there's if the government isn't going to take over, then at least that there's these strong men on the street who are going to, rape and bully you into submission until you do what they say.
You threw rape in there. I didn't think rape was part
He's,
of it.
he tried to
Well,
sneak it
maybe. I mean,
Snuck it
maybe
in.
you don't know what their tools are. You don't know what's in their tool bag. They're organized crime.
Yeah,
so
is
I'm
that
assuming.
is that such a far stretch? If they're going to riddle you with bullets, they might put one in your rear first.
Right. I
Hold
mean,
on, shove it in.
These guys have fucking morals. They have a code of ethics. These are like the Italian gangsters, the American gangsters of the 1950s. They're sitting there saying, "We're doing this
Wow.
for the good of the people." They're not going to stick it in you.
Those
They're gonna
guys
stick
didn't
it
stick
in
it in you.
I'm not going to use the hard R word because we're on a pitch count for that per show. But I'm pretty sure that if they are telling you you're going to respect the next one, instead of killing you, they might are you.
I'm sorry. I should have used a different word. I guess I
Yeah.
should have just stuck it to strictly bully.
Sexually assault you.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna get to it later.
Allegedly, potentially.
But I mean, I think the real reason they're doing this is so the whole fucking city doesn't get sick and they can maintain the supplying them with drugs and their business doesn't go to shit. That's the main fucking reason. Probably.
That's probably
Business.
why.
Yeah.
Good for business.
Yeah,
Right,
you don't want to buy
so-
cocaine if you got a cold,
Right, exactly. So, I mean, but it is nice, like Pat said, that Escobar was known for being like a man of the people and revered and loved by a lot of the people. And he was, a fucking drug kingpin. So kind of like that. But I just love when, gangsters have a soft side for humanity, even though like the day before they're like beheading someone. So it's very interesting.
Who doesn't?
Right.
Who doesn't? The best movies are gangster movies. There's something very interesting about them.
Now
They
you
should make a
can't
movie
leave.
about this, the coronavirus handling of.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
City of God 3. They did a sequel, which sucked.
Yeah. Oh, I
Why
didn't
did they
see
even
that
do
one.
that? That was like a fucking 10. It was a perfect movie.
Yeah, they're cashing in. Another message that was being blared driving around was, "We're imposing a curfew because nobody is taking this seriously. Whoever is in the street screwing around or going for a walk will receive a corrective and serve as an example. Better just stay home doing nothing. The message has been given." And I mean, that would stop me from going anywhere.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I love a message that comes from like a gangster, but it's given in dad language. Like, you guys better quit screwing around out there on the streets.
Yeah. Well, I
but
can't do accents.
Everything except for the end was given in dad language. The message has been given. That's clear across any no matter what you say, how you say that, you know what that means.
Yeah, you didn't even need to hear the message. And
I mean, it's got a multi-country ripple effect. Just thinking about Brazilian gangsters makes me want to stay inside.
Yeah, I don't want to go out now.
No.
Exactly. So I mentioned this in New York City. Many of the poor people have dubbed corona as the disease of the rich, saying people flying in from Europe have given the country the disease, and when it hits the slums...
That's probably true.
That's
Right,
gout.
yeah.
That's gout, guys. Come
That's
on.
gout? No.
Yeah.
no. Well,
That's-
yeah,
yeah. Definitely gout.
The disease of kings, yeah. But yeah, when it hits the slums, it's going to get bad because they barely have like clean water. They're not going to be able to, wash their hands. They don't have access to all, like the sanitation is a huge issue in these places. So if it hits the slums, shit's going to get bad. So the gangsters
As
are looking out for
opposed to scurvy, the disease of the poor.
Right. But let's move on to something a little bit more fun, and that is Predict It. Right now, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Get $20 on us when you sign up with just $20. And we're going to talk about a market today. So one of our guys, Justin, we were talking about the Wisconsin primary. Will it be held on April 7th? Will they postpone it? Right now on Predict It, it's 50-50 on whether or not they're going to postpone it. He sent us a little tip from some, inside, legislation talks going on. He said that it's definitely going to go on. He said, hit no on the postpone. I don't know if that's what he actually meant because it's a little confusing. Sometimes the markets are a little confusing, but he said that it's definitely going to go on, and they want the process to move forward. They want to kind of be an example of hey, let's not let this get in the way. Let's just gather and vote.
Let's just spread it around a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
In the name of democracy.
Can we ask Big Cat?
What's that?
Can we ask Big Cat?
You think he's
opinion?
tuned in to the Wisconsin?
He probably still has some connections in Wisconsin.
I'm sure he does. Yeah, we should
tuned
ask
into
him.
the Wisconsin DNC.
I don't see how they can. When is it supposed to happen, Wes?
April 7th.
April 7th.
I don't see how that's possible.
I think they're going to postpone it too, Pat.
How could that happen? Yeah, no fucking way. Because the stay in place, the shelter in place orders got extended mostly through April 30th.
Yeah, but
But-
that's not in Wisconsin though. You got to remember, this thing isn't as bad in a lot of places. All right,
Guys,
it's
it's
bad in
hitting
cities.
The beauty of it is it's 2-2, Pat, and it's 50-50 on Predicted. So it's
Here's a
Right.
little birdie.
flip.
Well, no, look at the Detroit coronavirus numbers. They shot up this week. So it started on the
Yeah,
West
yeah.
Coast, started on the East
Yeah.
Coast. It's reaching
Well,
the Midwest.
Cities,
I think there-
cities, densely
there were
populated.
4
areas.
states that voted last week, and Ohio was the only one that postponed. But Ohio, to me, is similar to Wisconsin in terms of the geographical location and mindset. I don't know. I think they're going to postpone.
I mean, CNN put out an article 2 hours ago saying that
they
they're
won't.
still going through with it. The governor wants to have
Yeah,
it.
but Ohio postponed. I think it was Ohio. If I'm wrong,
They did it like at the very
the day
morning
before.
of.
The day before, yeah, like
The
the
morning
day
of.
So
It was
April
like
7th
midnight.
is like
Yeah.
a fucking
Next
galaxy.
Tuesday.
Guys,
Yeah,
two
it's-
hours ago for Politico, the state is facing a huge shortage in poll workers ahead of
Yeah,
Tuesday's
it's not going to
vote.
happen. It's not going to happen.
Local
they
officials
can't.
may have
They
to
can't.
close.
They're not going to get all the fucking letters out to people to mail in, and then people are going to complain. It's not.
I'm
gonna
putting my
fucking
stack on no right now.
happen. Yeah, no chance.
I went yes.
That's a hot one. Wes, tell the people where to go to get the deal.
Yeah, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Again, you got nothing going on. Let's be honest. You might as well get on Predict It.
yeah.
You might as well get on Predict It. Learn how the site works. We talk about it a lot. It's fucking fun. There's no sports. Scratch that gambling itch and go test it out. It is truly fun.
Except for Belarusian soccer. Someone commented, they're like, I've been betting on this for 2 weeks.
Yeah, they didn't know how to say Belarus.
Yeah, FC Minsk.
How's
they
the
didn't know how to say
competition
it.
over there?
I think FC Minsk waxes everyone. I don't think there's too many good teams.
I mean, that is pretty cool though. Like, this is a rare opportunity that there's a double up that's about to settle soon that you can hop in on. So if you do want to gamble, that's the way to do it.
The price
right.
is literally going up right now because I'm throwing my stack at it.
there you go. Get your free 20.
Look
Then
at-
you have at least 40, and put all 40 on no. Then you have at least 80.
I'm
Look at Pat.
riding with
Look
idiocracy
Pat.
here.
Look at Pat R and bullying R word and bullying that market into submission.
You said our
Yeah.
word, bro. I keep that out of the show.
Yeah, I know. My bad.
I'm sorry. That's your Brazilian gangster
I
fantasy. With
I
you
thought it
and-
was innocuous in that sense, like
All right.
but whatever. I guess not.
All
It's
right.
a serious issue. I apologize. Let's move on to reviews and voicemails. So, like we've said before, 5-star reviews, submit them on iTunes or wherever else. Mostly, we'll read the iTunes ones. All right, this one is from brother.
Well, let me interrupt you. We didn't ask anything of the listeners for the 400th episode. So can you please leave us 5-star reviews? Thank you.
Yeah, maybe buy a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Hive, we got a review coming up. We got a big review coming up. So let's.
We need like 1,000 more 5-star reviews. So
you could do it.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Keep these cranking. Here's 2 good examples for if you want to submit it. This first one's from Brother on the Street. He says, "Love the pod, boys. I've been listening to Hard Factor for about 6 months now, and I gotta say, listening to your show is the most interesting part of my day for sure." Wow, that's nice. I love the hour-long shows. He says, "Also, have you watched The Mandalorian on Disney Plus?" So that's a yes. Big
of
time
course.
yes.
Of course. It's awesome.
I have
100%.
Baby Yoda.
Big fan of The Mandalorian. I'll tell you why, in my opinion, because they did a lot of practical effects in the show. They really were careful with the effects in the way that they did them, which makes it feel like old school Star Wars. A lot of puppetry, a lot of Henson shit. It is really well done.
I think season 2 comes out in the fall.
Vegas,
October.
baby. Fucking Jon Favreau, man. Who knew?
And they're going to tell you the name of Baby Yoda, which is not going to be Baby Yoda, which is going to be very depressing because it's going to.
Yeah.
Did you
I
guys
hope
see the
they-
Horatio Sands cameo in the first episode?
Yeah, they got a lot of good cameos.
Yeah.
Brian Posehn was in there.
Bill
Matt.
Burr.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in one of them. I hope they release that October one early, but I doubt it. And
Gina
I
Carano. Yeah.
I would rewatch Mandalorian during this lockdown, but it's been too recent, so I just don't, So, but yes, incredible series. All right,
Great series.
next review. This one's from Bama Bubba, potentially Hardo Hive, not sure. It says the best, 5 stars. Ain't no party like a Hard Factor party because a Hard Factor party don't stop. 4 large men put every pound of their body into giving you the news. One guy can drink 52 ounces of milk. That's Wes. Pretty cool. So
That is impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, if you guys
Thank you,
missed
Bama
our,
Bubba.
we did a Power Hour 2 weekends ago, and Wes drank so much milk, like a weird amount of milk.
Lots of milk.
And then he left. I'm pretty sure right before he vomited, he jumped off the stream.
No, I gave the old Irish goodbye. I was just ready to go off, and I didn't
You
feel
didn't-
like
you didn't-
classic Wes scenario.
You
Yeah.
didn't want to
Fine.
see us
That was a
continue
Wes
to get
exit.
bombed?
right. Exactly. I was, you guys look like you're having a lot of fun, but it just wasn't. It wasn't for me anymore, and I didn't
that's
feel like
good.
being like, "Hey, see you later, guys. I gotta go."
I thought it was appropriate. We also then interviewed the guy from Sausage Castle and got the YouTube stream kicked off the internet. So
Big time.
Yeah.
Hey, and on
good
that note,
timing.
Will, we do have to talk. I don't know if you guys watched our live stream on Saturday night. We fucking crushed Barstool Chicago in Barstool Feud.
Have those guys not fucking blogged for us yet? Like,
No,
there's
not
they-
yet.
they-
I did
well-
listen to Redline Radio though, or Chicago Dog Walk, and they
Yeah, I
did
did too.
rehash. They rehashed the game,
Well,
which
they
was
did.
a great game.
They did, and here's the one thing. They were extremely good competitors. They almost fucking swept us in embarrassing fashion. If we played 10 times, it's probably, I'm gonna say 6-4. We win 6.
Great guys,
But
Chicago guys.
They're
Very
awesome.
fun.
But I did hear them say Carl complained that the questions were favored for Hard Factor.
yeah, we're
How
gonna get
so?
that a lot.
PFT came up with the questions. He is
We're
our
gonna get
boy.
that a lot.
But I believe that the last question, because there was a sports question, and then there was one like World War II leaders, which could be, like that's kind of like a political question should be in our wheelhouse. I believe that PFT picked that question to embarrass us.
Yes.
I know he's our boy, but I think that he's going to handpick questions that are going to make us look stupid when we don't get them right, because he knows that we don't have a ton of World War II knowledge.
Well, what did he
PFT
get?
is not a put your son in the game kind of guy.
No, he wants us to look silly
Well,
sometimes.
Will, you were in AP history with him, or Mark, you were. Does anyone remember what he got?
Yes.
I mean, I remember I
that
scored
was
higher than him on
yeah.
the history test.
In U.S. history, I got like a 4 or 5 in AP history, and I scored out of the college class. In world history, not as much, not as good.
But my point is, you guys beat PFT in high school history. That's my point.
I think in
I beat-
history, but he probably crushed us in English.
Beat PFT in every fucking statistic grade wise in school and sports.
And sports.
Anyway, we're gonna do another Barstool Feud this weekend. Check out our
That
live
must have been
streams.
infuriating for PFT because he was in all your classes and on all your teams.
Yeah, but look at him now. He's got me. I had him up until like 25, and now he's got me 25 through 35. So yeah.
All right. Let's get to some voicemails, boys. This first one is from Brandon, and he is back and he is woke. So here we go.
What's up, guys? This is Brandon again. Another beautiful day being an essential worker. And I'm on I-95 right now. It is 11:30 on a Tuesday, and there is nobody on the road. I mean, nobody. I've never seen it so dead, which got me thinking. Another part of that conspiracy theory that was talked about yesterday was labeling workers as essential and non-essential. Non-essential workers, if you look at it, like servers and bartenders and cashiers at some stores and things like that, are also jobs that could be very easily converted to robots, whereas things such as delivery drivers or, some more technical stuff wouldn't be so easy to automate. So what if they're labeling us as non-essential? Excuse me, my commercial vehicle's yelling at me, I'm speeding. What if this is all, they're never going to get their jobs back. They're non-essential because they're all going to be taken over by robots, and now this is the only way to do it without, like y'all said, everybody losing their fucking minds. Just another piece to think about. Have a great day.
Sounds like I got a believer. Sounds
Have
like
a great day at the end of that. It's so great.
Sounds like he agrees with me.
Did anyone else feel like Brandon's maybe running drugs? Like, why else is he on I-95 right now?
That's not an essential job. No, he
It's
he
an
was in a
essential drug route.
He was in a company bought truck.
Oh,
maybe like pharmaceuticals. I mean,
That's what I call it.
He had a beeper there for any time his truck went over a certain.
Mark, can you
mile per
decipher
hour.
what that was?
Yeah, he's saying I was right. That
Yeah,
automation's coming, and in order to not have people riot, revolt, lose their minds, this COVID-19
he's saying they're
was really
softening up people to not get their jobs back.
changing society in a fashion ahead of time.
But the reason the reason, Brandon, I don't agree with your argument there is that you said that delivery drivers would not be automated, and they will be in short order.
No, he just needs to agree that it's all of it. It's all of it, all automation.
Also, I don't know if
essential,
Brandon's ever
non-essential.
been to a Hooters or a Twin Peaks or any sort of restaurant, but
I'm sure he has.
I don't think that it's going to be
That's
a long time
true.
before robots get hot.
Well,
That's true.
robot bartenders are already here.
But are they hot?
Automated grocery stores are already here. No, you just get your drink much quicker though.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm with Pat on that one. There's a bit of element.
Yeah, a lot of you people want human contact, including me, which is why it's going to suck when it happens. But
Guys, I was actually on a phone call. I was on a Zoom call yesterday with a group of tech entrepreneurs. We were talking about the small business .gov, SBA.gov, and the stimulus package. And these guys who were on the call, they run a fucking bartender automation company where they're building robot bartenders.
that's right. That's already
Yeah,
it's
no, I
already
know.
here.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's weird. It's close.
So they're philanthropists, you're saying. They're just nice guys. All right, let's move it to the next one. This is from Confused Kyle. He first asked us, who is Kyle, which is him. And then a second voicemail, he asked us, what do we think about having multiple U.S. presidents concurrently?
I like this guy. He confused Kyle, said, "Who is
and
Kyle?"
then-
That's
and then-
amazing.
Hold on. And then he settled on, this is the one that I'm going to play for us, though, guys. So
I'm
this is the
interested.
third question.
Hey boys, Kyle from Medford again. I fucked up. I lied to you. I wanted to apologize. I'm not high right now. I just got like stumbled on my words because I didn't know what the fuck I was going to ask you. But I finally know what I was going to ask you. Listen, because Wes doesn't like quote unquote Japanime, because he's a fucking idiot. Does anybody else of the boys like anime? Because I've been getting into anime the past 2 days, and it's fucking lit. I just got done watching Beastars. That shit was crazy. They had some bunny titties in there. I don't know how I feel about them. I want to hear your thoughts. Okay, bye.
Well, Wes, can you tell the story about Bentham?
Oh,
God.
Oh, yeah. Our
And the
basement neighbor?
Netflix, Bentham and the Netflix.
Yeah,
First
probably.
of all, shout out Kyle. Those were some hot voicemails.
Yeah,
Did he
Kyle's
say,
awesome.
love
did he
those.
say it was
Love those.
from Medford or Bedford? He sounded like he had a Chicago accent.
Medford.
Medford.
I heard. But,
Perford. Yeah. So when we were all living in, Mark, you tell the story. You tell it much
all right,
better.
cool. We had a lot of us lived in a house, and the basement, half the basement was ours, and half the basement was like a split apartment that the landlady's son, who was in his like 30s.
You're blowing this. You're blowing this.
Shut up. His name is Bentham. He lived there, and we had to live with him.
Bentham, but
His name not Benjamin Bentham.
We moved into the goddamn house, and the woman didn't tell us.
She didn't tell us. Yeah,
she didn't tell us that it was a shared fucking apartment with her son.
Was
right.
like
he was a surprise roommate.
He was like a
He's a surprise roommate. It's great.
He was like a Columbine kid with the way he dressed, with the trench coats, the long hair. Slept till 4 p.m. Didn't work. Was like a loser. He would have like teenagers come over and play video games all hours of the night.
He had 7 tickets for following too closely. I did a background check on him.
Yeah, we once found him. We once found him at the bowling alley or the pool hall. He was like a local at the one pool hall, and he's just a weirdo. Anyways, long story short, we used to play beer pong like 7 days a week, 7 nights a week. We got so good at beer pong, we would only play last cups back row, and we'd make like 50% of them. No big deal. Probably could have won the World Series of beer pong
easily.
And one night, Bentham played with us, so he started to like play a little bit of beer pong with us, and we'd see him like once a week. Played a little bit of beer pong.
Keep in mind, our office was in the basement, and the poor guy. He literally 7 of us moved into this house, and his apartment was just in our basement party office area.
Right.
We would be blasting music at full fucking volume.
Oh, we'd do like 48-hour film festivals and be up for 72 hours straight, 48 hours straight.
Yeah, but he wasn't sleeping much.
He wasn't either.
And he'd spoken 4 words to us total.
Right, but the crazy thing is he wasn't just in a separate apartment. He had access to the whole fucking house.
Yeah.
True.
He could get in. There was no like separate locked entrance.
It was like a
to knock on our
level
door.
Thing where
he was just in our house.
Yeah, he went up the stairs.
Yeah,
he was in our house.
He was like a person in the walls. Yeah. But one day we found his Netflix, and it was like clearly anime porn.
Yeah.
So that later that night we're playing beer pong, and we hadn't forgot about it. We're out smoking cigarettes with him, and then the subject gets brought up, like, "Did you get your Netflix?" Like we're like chiding him. And he's instantly embarrassed because he knows we saw his anime.
Well, he also
porn.
had the same reaction though. What's wrong with you guys not liking?
Well,
anime?
no, not yet, because Wes slow played him. At first, he was very embarrassed, and then Wes goes. We're standing in a circle, and we're all about to start laughing at him, and then Wes goes, "Hey, man, it's cool. I jerk off to anime, dude. Like I gotcha." And then Bentham goes, "Yeah, thank you. It's the number 2 topic to jerk off to, and it's so uncouth to talk about." And Wes is like, "You're telling me, man. I love anime porn." And all of us are just losing our shit because Wes just goated this guy, and he starts telling us about how much he jerks off to anime.
Yeah.
Long story short, Wes, you can continue to bash anime. I don't watch anime.
Well, hold on, Mark. You left an
huge
important
JRPG fan.
You left an important part of the story out. 2 important parts. Yeah. That was all cool and fine until young preteen boys started entering our the back door of our basement to go into Bentham's apartment.
Well, the whole thing was a little bit.
Now, and it was also unacceptable when we took a long weekend to go to Virginia Tech, and Bentham's mother
found a dead dog.
Yeah, Bentham's mother was the house mother for a fraternity house in Charlottesville, Virginia, one of the frats. And we get home, and this fucking piece of shit. She left the dog with Bentham, and Bentham was a 30-something-year-old piece of shit that couldn't even look after the fucking dog. So we'd be in the house, you'd hear the dog barking at all hours of the night. You'd go down, this poor bastard dog needed help, it needed to be fed, it needed water, and Bentham didn't give a shit. So we would let the dog in, we'd feed it when we could. The dog was sick. We go away for a long week, and we come back. The fucking dog is dead, just dead on the fucking
patio.
deck. So
Very
Mark
dead.
and I find this dog. And I'm like,
I found it after work.
We lose our shit. We go.
It was the 3 of us.
We essentially
it was the stink. It was on the ups. I remember exactly.
The dog
it was the stink.
it was on the.
All of us were like, "What's the smell?" And I was like, "I grew up doing a lot of hunting, so I knew pretty much."
We call him Dead Dog Will.
The dog's stomach was extended to like double the size.
I sniffed around outside, found the dog, and it was it was.
I thought we were going to talk about anime though, Pat. I didn't want to bring up the dead dog.
Well,
I knew it was going to end at the dead dog.
I'm sorry. we like broke into his apartment and woke his ass up, and we were like,
we said,
Bentham,
"Hey, you piece of shit, take care of your dead dog that's been dead for at least 24 hours. Yeah.
Clean up this goddamn dead dog."
Yeah, I want to apologize to Kyle and the listeners because he had no idea that the anime question would lead us down this road.
Yeah.
And It
led us to being accomplice to teen boys coming in our home to hang out with Bentham. So
so now you know if you ever ask us about anime, this is where it goes every time, guaranteed. Okay, one last listener voicemail. We got Reagan in Utah. And he's got a PSA for everybody. Okay.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's your boy Ray here from Utah. I don't have any quirky questions or comments today. All I've got is a brief statement, if you will. Your boy still has to go to work every day, and it sucks. It sucks real bad. They're calling me, quote-unquote, essential. I work in the medical/industrial gas industry. It's okay, but what I want to say is for anybody out there that doesn't need to leave the house, don't go places, man. I'm sick of people coming in and just walking around browsing like it's an average Wednesday. Go home, quit touching my stuff in the store, man. So, yeah, that's all I got today is just, hey, stay home. And I'm about to delve right in to this 400th episode, boys. Congratulations. That's fucking awesome. I thank you for everything you do. And have a great fucking day.
Reagan.
Yeah. Love Reagan.
Thanks,
Reagan.
Change
Big
my
Reagan guy.
mind on Utah.
But hey guys, any guesses on what the fuck Reagan does? Because he said industrial medical gas, and then it's a store. Really confused.
Yeah, is he selling X-ray machines? or
Medical
what?
supply store or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe he'll tell us. I bet he'll tell us.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, good points. That's two listeners here. Two listeners here who are considered essential who are saying, hey, stop jacking around if you're not essential, stop jacking around.
To me, all the listeners are essential.
And serious
That's
shout out again to our
good point.
fucking medical workers and the essential workers in any field, but the medical workers particularly. You guys are really doing an awesome job. I know we got a lot of nurses and doctors that listen to this show. Thank God for you guys putting your
Police
yourselves-
officers too.
Yeah, police officers
We have a
as
lot
well,
of
and
police officers.
firefighters,
Yeah,
EMTs.
yeah.
Anyone
All
out there
guys.
that's keeping the wheels on this fucking country. Thank you guys.
We're doing okay. We're just doing the same shit and telling jokes. You guys are risking
Yeah.
this shit. So.
Well, they should come up with, I don't know what they should call, but to call someone non-essential right now is
it's
rough.
kinda rude.
It's a little rough. I wouldn't want to be considered non-essential.
It's like my uncle's talking to me.
Yeah. It's a little
Yeah,
rough.
well, we certainly are not essential. We just happen to work from home.
Right.
Well, media technically we're essential.
What?
Well, at least
I do
the businesses that are remaining open are
Look,
media.
long story short, Reagan's absolutely right. Stay the fucking side if you don't.
Yeah. It's the front line people, the people who are in the hospitals that you're helping by staying inside.
And the police and the fire and the EMT, man.
Right.
Jesus.
All those ones that you guys said better than me. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Thank you for being with us for 400 episodes. We hope we can do this for you guys forever, but episode 401 was a great start. We've got another game of Barstool Feud coming out later this week, talking bussing with the boys. That's going to be who
Audio's
we're
fixed.
competing with. Audio's fixed totally, completely. We did all the testing today. Bussing with the boys. We're going to compete with them for Barstool Feud, get PFT out there to host it again. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you're following Barstool News Network on Twitter, Instagram, and then at Hard Factor Pat, Hard Factor Wes, Hard Factor Mark, and Hard Factor Will. But most importantly, and especially now, go have yourself a great fucking day.